The Hill United Chiefs are our first winners bracket finalists. In our final game of this evening, we will see who their opponent will be. The Bear Creek Gremlins or the Northeast Drillers. My name is Peter Lubardius, alongside the nicest man in softball, Joe Todd, to bring you this one. And Joe, when I think about these two teams, the first name that comes to mind is Besgrove, but it's kind of premier pitching, although take nothing away from the Gremlins. They hit as well as anybody, but the Northeast Drillers are a team that are hitting the ball very well. So I think that's, to me, in many ways, one of the intriguing storylines going in when you think about how Northeast has absolutely scored runs in a big way.
Yeah, it'll be a big challenge for Jack Besgrove. The Northeast Drillers have been pounding out that ball you just mentioned. They beat the Wabash Stink 13-1, beat Waterdown Hammer 11-0, and then beat the Ostrander Norseman last night 7-6 in a game that ended about 1:15
a.m. Just in case
that
you
was
were scoring at home.
That was this morning, actually, I guess.
And poor Joe still feeling the remnants of that. Jack Besgrove, how good was he last night? How about setting a record?
How about perfect?
Almost. 7 innings, struck out 21 batters. It's never been done before. He did walk one batter 2 times.
Opening pitch at 9:15.
And that opening pitch is to Teo Migliavacca as we are underway in this second winners bracket semifinal. The number 2 and number 3 ranked teams in the ISC World Rankings coming into the tournament as Besgrove delivers to the catcher Nick Mullins. Around the diamond, Eric Ochoa is at first. Ladislau Malarzouk at second. Cole Evans and Jerome Remeke. Anoka is in center. Lucio Retamar gets the start in right, and of course Matthew Waugh. Migliavacca with that great speed, and Cole Evans makes a superb play to open the game.
Just a great charge by Cole Evans. Could not sit on his tail by that one. Picked up the ball and then fired it off balance, too.
Cole Evans. Great. My goodness, that's some play.
Pretty to watch.
As he takes a hit away from Teo Migliavacca to open the game. And here's right fielder Blaine Milheim, a member of the United States national team. And Besgrove with a first pitch changeup. Quite enough time, Joe, in between games to settle back in, but I have no choice. Could have used about 10 more, but that's fine. Milheim's batting .364 on the year, 3 doubles, a homer, and 12 runs batted in. And he takes the rise ball up and out of the zone. Blaine is 5 for 9 here in Mankato. He's doubled and driven in 3. 2 for 4 with a double and a run batted in that wild one against the Ostrander Norseman last night into the wee hours in that game for number 00 from Homer, Michigan. Besgrove will not turn 22 until the 17th of December, and he's won everything there is to win already in the sport.
Another great Sagittarian.
I'm going to guess you know someone who is as well. Yeah, you didn't have to put up your hand. I caught the first clue, my friend. Besgrove looking change and just missed outside to Blaine Milheim. Both teams obviously in this position, having gone 3-0 to this point. And the Drillers have amassed, as Joe was referring to, 31 total runs in their 3 games. But They weren't facing Jack Besgrove then.
This will be a big challenge for the Drillers to keep that hitting pace up.
Well, they won't keep that pace up.
No. Again, you just want to get some contact off the start.
Well, Migliavacca gave them a great opportunity to start the game with a hit. It was only a fabulous effort by Cole Evans to retire him. Milheim the other way, and this is going to elude Mallerzuk, and with no hesitation, Blaine Milheim has himself a one-out double.
Great read off the grass there, picking that ball up. Blaine Milheim rounding the inside corner of that bag, and down at second base now. First hit of the game.
So just underneath the glove of Mallerzuk, and Milheim was going all the way and makes it easily. So there's the first hit given up by Jack Besgrove in the last 2 games. And here's a young budding superstar in Mexico's Yordan Solorio. And Mullins, a great receiver, did well to keep that from making its way to the backstop. Yordan is 22 himself. He'll turn 23 on November the 14th. Batting .316 on the year, 5 doubles, a home run, 12 runs batted in. Missed a weekend. He missed the Chiefs Challenge in Simcoe with an injury.
Sustained that injury up in the Mitchell tournament at the ISC qualifier.
Had a marvelous tournament a year ago in Surrey at this event where he batted .444. He's 3 for 11 with a home run and 5 runs batted in. All 5 of those runs batted in came in the game against the watered-down Hammer. A chopper to Mallerzuk, who will take care of Solorio as Milheim moves his way to third base. A very calm Ladislaw Mallerzuk on this bounding ball. No panic whatsoever. And it helps when you get that kind of hop, Joe.
Yeah, it's a good ball to get, too, after that one that just eluded him.
Juan Zara earlier in the year was generally hitting in the 8th spot. But the way his season has gone, no wonder the terrific catcher is hitting in the number 4 spot. He was the hero last night in the win over the Ostrander Norsemen. He had a solo shot to walk it off in the 8th inning. On the year, Joe, he's batting .426. 6 doubles, 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in, and he's 5 for 9 here in Mankato.
Tough out. Real tough out. Big RBI guy, too. Comes through in the clutch.
Trying to give the Northeast Drillers the game's first run. As Besgrove delivers a strike. A bit of a hazy sky. Very comfortable. Almost requires a jacket. Been a very warm week. But today, almost perfect.
Around 22, 23.
Zara had a nice twist.
For our American watchers, be around mid-70s.
Good swing by Zara. 3 for 5, by the way, in that game last night, including that game-winning solo walk-off home run and a couple of runs total batted in for the Argentine national team starting catcher, Juan Zara. Popped well out of play. Again, will always be one of my favorite players, thanks to an event at the 2024 Chiefs Challenge. When it was raining on Championship Sunday, our very own Luciano Lafrano, who has a very good relationship with just about every softball player in the world, pointed at him in the stands and said, "Would you mind running out and helping clean the camera?" I have to tell the story at least once an event. It wouldn't be right if I didn't. I just love it and love recalling it. Not a lot of terrific athletes are going to do that.
And he did her with full gusto, too.
Oh, complete and utter conviction.
Yeah.
The 32-year-old Northeast Driller catcher trying to supply his team with a lead. And Besgrove almost fell. He's going to check that landing area, I guarantee it, after that pitch. Jack has struck out 29 in total in his 14 and now 2/3 innings of work. Looks at the device for the signal and pulls the string with a great changeup to get Juan Zara with his first strikeout of this game. So a threat by the Northeast Drillers, but they leave a runner at third. The Bear Creek Gremlins come to bat when we return in this second of two winners bracket semifinals at the 2025 ISC World Tournament.
Called strike three, the outside corner. They weren't out of that.
Yeah.
High in the air, Viavazo comes to get it, and the Chiefs are back to the top of the mountain. The gloves fly. The celebration is underway.
The Hill United Chiefs moved a little closer to repeating as champions as they downed their opponent tonight by a count of 8-0, taking care of JDT Energy. They scored 6 runs in the 5th to blow that game wide open, and will take on the winner of this one. There is a gander at the Bear Creek Gremlins order, and probably the most interesting part about it, Joe, is the veteran gentleman in the number 4 hole in Zenon Winters, who has barely played all season long, but finds himself in the number 4 hole in the lineup, and he has played in numerous ISC World Tournaments and is 4 for 7 so far with a home run and 4 runs batted in. That'll put you in a 4 spot.
Just got to America probably about a week today.
Well, it's working nicely for
Yes,
him.
it is.
He was in Oklahoma City, but
Oh, that's right, too.
I think he only had one at-bat at the USA Major Men's Nationals, won by the Bear Creek Gremlins. Matthew Waugh, their longtime leadoff batter, the 36-year-old from Saint-Gervais, Quebec, leads things off. He's 1 for 7 this week with a double and a run batted in. That came in their first game triumph over the St. Paul Grey Ducks. On a night I'll never forget, more because of the weather, not because of their 14-1 victory. Waymo Mata, as you would expect, gets the ball again after going 7 innings last night in the win over the Ostrander Norsemen. And an interesting stat line, Joe, in that one is Matthew Waugh had a good swing at the rise ball from Waymo Mata. Gave up 6 runs, 5 hits, struck out 16, and walked 6. That's an odd stat line. It's the only word I can come up with.
Mata threw 177 pitches last night.
That's also an odd number. Doesn't happen a lot. And he delivers on the outside corner to Matthew Waugh. He was a 7-time All-World player here. He was a second-team player in that category. Batted .529 last year at this event in Surrey, British Columbia, where the Gremlins lost in the championship final to the Hill United Chiefs. Are they headed for another showdown? Lots of softball to be played, including tonight as Zach Shaw over at second base takes care of Matthew Waugh. And again, gets a nice country hop. There's a look at the half moon. It's quite a shot.
Great shot.
I know that crazy things happen with a full moon, but if you'd been to the park earlier this week, it looked like 3 full moons here with some of the nasty, rotten weather that hit us at about this time during those nights. Ben Anoka, the 34-year-old, longtime New Zealand national team member, he's 1 for 6 in this event with 3 runs batted in. And Mata throwing hard despite those 177 pitches a night ago. That one registered 81 on the radar. Ben has been an 8-time All-World player in this event, including last year when he hit .444. As Mata has the big grunt going early.
Mata working on the inside corner of the plate there.
As he came up and in and with lots of velocity. Ball and 2 strikes to Ben Anoka. Just 1 at-bat in the game last night against the Toronto Batmen, which ends up 6-0, Joe, when it was all said and done. Of course, highlighted by the no-hitter and 21 7-inning strikeout performance of Jack Besgrove. That game was 0-0 until the Gremlins scored all 6 in the 6th.
Real good ball game.
It really was. Was lucky enough to make my way back from a little hockey outing in Minneapolis to watch the last 4 innings of that. Every once in a while, a late start will benefit. Maybe not the guys who were calling it last night, but certainly for me, it worked out well. And it's always great when you can be in the park for some history, too.
Yes.
3-2 to Ben Anoka.
Be talking about that night for 10 years down the road.
That's very true. Maybe longer. And Mata comes up and in. And he has his first strikeout of this winner's bracket semifinal.
Nice pitch location because it came right back inside and challenged him again.
Put it in a good spot. Cole Evans, who's already made a brilliant play at shortstop in the game. Going to deliver it again. This guy was born to play fast pitch softball. Just go back again and watch the replay of how he made that great play in the first. That was textbook, Joe, with a capital T. Not many guys can make that play that way.
Not at all.
They just can't.
And the ability to read that ball off the bat, see where it's going on the ground, not predicting any bounce. He's got to go low on that ball and charge it.
And had to fire a seed over there, too. Wayne Mata looked like he may have hurt himself on that pitch. Cole Evans, 2 for 9 here in Mankato. 0 for 3 in the win over the Batmen last night. And a changeup from Mata misses. Have we had a chance to check in with our umpires yet in the game?
Home plate umpire Mark Corris from Prescott, Arizona. At first base is Trevor Topping from Kitchener, Ontario. And at third base is Steve Gallagher, also from Ontario, Coburg.
Coburg, Ontario. Lovely community, by the way.
Been to that ballpark a few times, too. Legion Fields.
I have not.
Nice little park.
Seen a couple of hockey games in Coburg. I know that'll shock you, Joe.
Yeah. I just always have to stop at that apple pie place and
Well, I know I've stopped there
and spend a lot of money.
Yeah, me too.
And then eat it before I get home.
I did. Yeah, I did that this summer. 2 balls and a strike to Cole Evans, and a great drop ball from Waymo Mata, who has a few all-world years to his credit. He's had a marvelous career. Product of Argentina. This pitch for them again at the recently completed World Cup in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, Canada. Evans pops it in the air. Juan Zara says, I've got it. 3 up, 3 down go the Bear Creek Gremlins in the bottom of the first. We might have another dynamite game.
Yes, we will.
To the second inning, after Zara ends the first. Here in Mankato, on the best place to watch softball anywhere, Softball Premier TV.
Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Did give up a double, an odd double, under the glove of second baseman Ladislaw Malerzuk into shallow right, and Milheim turned it into a double and was left stranded on third base as Cam Schiller, longtime USA national team shortstop, leads things off, and the 35-year-old, another human from Prescott, Arizona, just like the home plate umpire.
Sure, they know each other.
Oh, well, it'd be
probably come up on the airplane.
They probably do, depending on how friendly they are, or depending on how games like tonight go.
I don't think they sit beside each other.
They might. Umpires are good people. At least that's been my history, and I know you've spent a lot of time. You're part of the umpiring committee with the ISC. Cam's 35, and he's had a great year. He's hitting .396 on the season, and he's 6 for 9, hitting as well as anybody at the ISC World Tournament with 2 doubles, a home run, and 5 RBIs. And this is not a base hit. Ladislaw Malerzuk turns into the second defensive gem by a Gremlins middle infielder. Goes off of Besgrove on the other side of second just in time to get Schiller for out number 1.
Great play because he had to fire that ball across his body on the opposite side of second base.
So Schiller that close to his 7th hit, but retired on the excellent defensive effort by second baseman Ladislaw Malerzuk is Thomas Anoka. Played last year with the Bear Creek Express, a Northeast driller this year, and he is making a big difference here in Mankato.
Really has a lot of experience, that Drillers lineup.
34 years of age, Auckland, New Zealand, two-time all-world player. 4 for 6 so far in this event. Double, a home run. And how about this one, Joe? 9 runs batted in. 9. So every time he gets a hit, somebody comes home.
Clutch.
Well, certainly opportunistic. Pretty sure that leads the entire event in runs batted in. 2 for 2 with a home run and 5 runs batted in against Masonry Sting. Then he had a 3 RBI game against Waterdown and cashed in a run in the 7-6 extra inning win last night over the Ostrander Norsemen. Facing Jack Besgrove. That's borderline unfair.
That was a great changeup.
Was it ever? And I found in 2025, Joe, that Jack's added that pitch more often. Maybe just in games I've watched in comparison to what I've witnessed in the last couple of years.
Great call by catcher Nick Mullins behind the plate. Really helps and assists Jack Besgrove.
Anoka with a quality swing, and he knew it too. A Kiwi against an Aussie. And they don't always love one another. 1 out, top of the second in this winner's bracket. Semifinal for the right to play the Hill United Chiefs tomorrow here at 6:30. An easy play for Cole Evans this time. Another Australian, Marshall Cronk, the 30-year-old from Brisbane, hitting .222 on the season. He's homered, driven in 7. He has 1 hit in 5 official at-bats in Mankato. Another Australian national teamer. He's got a bit of a waggle on that bat going too. Always taps it on his shoulder. It's 4 for 13 for Australia at the recently completed World Cup. There's Besgrove. Takes a look down at the technology. Couple of teams going with it, Joe, this week that I've seen so far. JDT and the Gremlins, I think, are the only two
Yeah, they're
using
the only
it.
two yeah, that's the only two I saw.
The pitch comm, where just like in Major League Baseball, the catcher relays it underneath the shin guard electronically. Quality rise ball to get Cronk, Besgrove's second strikeout of this eve. He had 21 one night ago. It remains 0-0 heading to the bottom of the second.
A metal roof lasts a lifetime. Thousands trust Metal Roof Outlet to install stylish, stone-coated metal roofing that looks just like traditional shingles. Make a smart and worthwhile investment for your home with Metal Roof Outlet. Contact us through metalroofoutlet.com to get a quote for a roof replacement anywhere in Southern Ontario. Because when you trust Metal Roof Outlet with your roof replacement, it may be the last time you ever replace your roof.
Just the one hit so far in the game belongs to Blaine Milheim. A 1-2-3 bottom of the first for the Northeast Drillers, and Waymo Mata, who is getting set to face the veteran, Zenon Winters. He's been around for a long time. I remember watching him as a youngster, Joe, help Australia win the World Championship in Saskatoon in 2009. Was lucky enough on Canadian national TV at Sportsnet Television to call that game.
That would have been a treat.
It sure was. Pretty neat to call a sport that you love in your hometown and a world championship. I must say, I might have preferred if another country played in the final.
Yes.
You don't probably need more than one guess as to who that would have been. Canada ended up third in that event. Zenon Winters, Nick Shales, Adam Folkert. That was really Adam's coming out party.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Zenon has returned, has barely played all season, but is 4 for 7 at the ISC World Tournament. He's homered. He's driven in 4 runs. He has a run batted in all 3 of their wins. Did not have an official at-bat in this event last year in Surrey, and is a 5-time All-World player. The last time he was in that category came in the year 2022. And has had 6 hits in 4 different tournaments that he's played in over the years.
A real true professional hitter.
Waymo Mata has faced him many times, both at the club level and internationally over the years. Falls behind on this occasion to Zenon, 3 balls and a strike.
Now he has to come in and throw a strike, or pick a corner anyway.
As he looks in at Juan Zara for the sign. Comes up with a rise ball that's fouled away. Have another important game in the losers bracket, Joe, going on in behind us. STK fastball from Kamloops, BC, taking on the Ostrander Norseman.
5th inning, 2-1 for STK.
They've had a good day.
Yes, they have.
Beat the Toronto Batmen quite handily earlier. They put a really good team together this year. And Waymo Mata battles back to strike out Zenon Winters, who's been a tough out in the first 3 games. And the second strikeout of the contest for number 4. Eric Ochoa, little fist bump for both Juan Zara and our home plate umpire, Mark Corris, who worked a lot of games in the heat of Oklahoma City at the USA Major Men's Nationals, formerly known as the ASAs. Ochoa not at 100%, and he fired that onto the diamond of the game we were just referring to, which I took a quick peek, startled a few people over there, as you might imagine. Ochoa is a good hitter, and he never gets cheated on a swing. Just about comes out of his shoes on every single one, the 31-year-old. Will turn 32 on the 12th of this month. 1 for 4. He's been used sparingly, Joe, so far. He hurt himself late in the event in Oklahoma City. Looked like maybe a knee. If it was hockey, it'd be lower body.
Yeah, LBI.
Yeah. Mata wants the outside corner, but misses with that pitch. Now, a lot of good pitchers in action, Joe, tonight in this winner's bracket pair of semifinals between Marco Diaz, who threw a 5-inning no-hitter with 12 strikeouts for Hill United. Devin McCullough, he certainly put up no shortage of strikeouts in his own right. It was a 2-0 game until the 5th when Hill United busted it open for 6. And there were a couple of unique runs scored in that game, too. Pass ball at one point scored 2 runs.
Ouch.
With the speed at the bottom of the Hill United lineup. And the drop this time away to Ochoa, and the count will run full to Eric, who batted .350 at last year's ISC World Tournament. He's a 3-time All-World player. Was a first-teamer last year, even though he hit even better for average in 2023 when he batted .409. And that'll tell you how healthy Ochoa is.
Yeah.
He's not.
No.
Can swing it, but the running is very, very difficult. Watch how ginger he is.
Just whoop. Yeah, he's not exerting himself at all.
No, he is not. And that's why he hasn't played much. But with the games so important at this stage, you know, he's going to give it a go.
Mm-hmm. He wants to be there and needs to be there.
So 2 away. And here's Jerome Remeke, who was questionable coming in himself. But in his first game, it worked well last night. He was 3 for 3 in the victory over the Toronto Batmen. An injury caused him to miss this event last year when he had a broken forearm. And he took a mighty cut at the rise ball from Waymo Mata, who to this point has retired the first 5 Gremlins that he has faced. Buckle in, folks. Runs could be at a premium again.
Way up in the count now, 2 strikes. Good waste pitch off the plate.
Well, Waymo showing no ill effects from his 177 pitch game. Pitched 7 of the 8 innings last night against the Ostrander Norsemen.
Just 21 hours ago.
Not that you're counting.
No.
Well, Remeke stays alive on another good rise ball from Mata. And when you see a rise ball, Joe, in the 80 neighborhood, you know he's bringing it.
Yes. He's got such a tight spin on that ball, too.
Great point. Well, he's been masterful in his career. Maybe no more so than one particular ISC in recent memory, and an event you were at, Joe, the 2019 World Cup in Prague.
Yes.
He was brilliant.
Brilliant.
With a capital B in pitching Argentina to the world title. In that glorious area that is number 1 on my bucket list to visit. Still haven't made it.
It's an amazing town.
Yeah, that's
city.
What everybody says. The 2-2 to Remeke, and he's having himself a good at-bat. He was 8 for 18 in the 2023 ISC World Tournament. He's been okay in this event.
Yes.
7-time All-World. He's an excellent hitter.
Yes. Just always gets it right on the barrel.
And there is a lot of power in Jerome Remicke. Mata with a perfect pitch, at least for him. Paints the corner like a Picasso. Another 1-2-3 inning. And just another look. Wamel, hop, deliver, and a good frame from the catcher. We'll go to the third in this winner's bracket semifinal. You're watching on Softball Premier TV.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Medios. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Hits at a premium, and we thought it could be the case with Besgrove versus Wamel Mata. Gonzalo Masmu leads things off, playing at third base. And a swing and a miss against Jack Besgrove, who's given up the only hit in the game, a ground ball double under the glove of second baseman Ladislav Malerzuk, and shallow enough. Blaine Milheim running right out of the box made his way to second. Masmu with the hands separated. Looks at a pitch that brought a lot of groans. As we just had a visit from an umpire. Oh, thank goodness for them. And I mean that in all sincerity.
Yes. By no means do I ever want to see a robot umpire.
You are not alone. I'm done, by the way, with sports when that happens.
Yep.
And it probably will
Mm-hmm.
in our lifetime.
It just adds to the whole human aspect of the game.
Well, humans still play, right?
Yep. And players make mistakes, and so do umpires.
Well, we're trying to eliminate that in a lot of different ways, but that's not for this show.
No.
And nobody really cares what I think. Well, maybe some people do. Ball and 2 strikes to Gonzalo Masmu, and Besgrove thought he had delivered a strike on the outside corner to number 66. And I bet he doesn't wear that because of Mario Lemieux. Just a guess.
No.
He is hitting .353 on the year. 3 doubles, a triple, and a run batted in. 2 for 7 so far here in Mankato at the World Tournament. And he misses. Besgrove does. Up and away that time.
Besgrove up to 35 pitches in this first 2 innings. A little high for him.
Do you remember offhand how many pitches he had total last night?
No, but I can look it up.
When he struck out 21 in a 7-inning game. First time ever at the ISC World Tournament that somebody's done that. Gets Masmu swinging up to 3 in this game. for number 57.
119.
Thank you, Joe.
80 strikes.
That's not a bad outing if you like
Pretty,
that sort of
pretty
thing.
high percentage.
Pretty tidy, I would say.
Wish I had those marks in school.
Me too. Zach Shaw. Well, he's made his mark so far here in Mankato and had a quality rip at the Besgrove first pitch. Zach is 3 for 7, 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in, and those 2 home runs came in the 7-6 triumph last night over the Ostrander Norsemen in a 7-6 extra inning triumph. And he drove in 3 runs of the 7 that they scored. And the batting average overall on the year, Joe, is .439.
Wow.
And he rips this for another hit. When it left the bat, I thought it might have carried a little farther, but probably a good thing.
He had 2 rockets last night, both the center field area.
Pretty good when your number 9 hitter is batting .439. Not anywhere near as busy a club schedule this year with all the world events, and it's the reason we're playing this tournament as early as we are, because a lot of players participating, Joe, tonight in particular, will leave right after this event is done to play in the World Games in China that will start early next week, as Teo Migliavaca is one of those for Argentina. He was robbed of a slap bunt type hit attempt by Cole Evans in the first. I love watching this guy play fast pitch softball. He's one of my favorites.
Yes.
And just because he does everything so well.
I saw him now. This is my 10th year. 2015 in Saskatoon. Were you talking Migliavaca or?
Migliavaca.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you meant Evans. Sorry.
There's Migliavaca, and that's what speed does. This time, more of a drag bunt down the first base side, and he flies in safely. And Besgrove, when you're a left-handed pitcher, it forces you to turn and pivot.
Great bunt. Great execution to advance that runner. Now he's in scoring position.
Well, that was far closer than it ever needed to
Very
be.
close.
Poor
Carol.
She looks comfy until I saw the look on her face, which looked like death. And who could blame her? That ball just missed her from the other diamond. So back-to-back hits for the Drillers, and they are in business here in the third. Runners at first and second, 1 out for Blaine Milheim, who has doubled in the game. An odd double, I might add, in case you're just joining us. There's a ball that got underneath the glove of the second baseman, and he turned it into a double. Besgrove missing away to Blaine Milheim.
Remember where he went last time. Big gap there between first and second right now.
The 28-year-old from Michigan helped the United States win a bronze medal at the World Cup. And I believe he's on his way to the World Games.
Yes, he is.
Because some of those rosters are quite different, Joe, than
Yes.
the World Cup.
Yeah.
Which is why I hesitate. Because I've looked at some of them, and I don't think they've all been published. Maybe they have. Blaine is now 6 for 10 with a couple of doubles here in Mankato. Remember last year, he got off to a roaring start. He had 5 hits in his first 6 at-bats, and then didn't have a hit in his last 4 games in Surrey. Couldn't get him out for the first 2. And he takes on 3 balls and no strikes is Besgrove in a bit of a pickle.
He's got to come at him now.
Was never in any trouble last night. And this is a tough part of the order, too. This is a very good hitting Drillers team.
The rise ball just jumped about 6 inches.
He's not shy on tight spin and late movement either,
Yeah.
Joe.
The late movement is the part that gets me. First time I watched him, his stuff was just exploding just before the plate.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Remember sitting down low at the Chiefs Challenge a couple of years ago. Milheim on the ground to Ochoa, who stayed in the game. Had only 1 play. There's both Zach Shaw and Migliavaca move up 60 feet. And here's Yordan Solorio from Mexicali, Mexico. He has an awfully bright future. He's a good player already. Mexico has some very, very talented young people.
At one time, when I first saw Mexico participate in the WBFC and the ISFs, they
Ooh.
always had great defense.
Yes.
But now they pick the game up on the offensive side.
Much better. They have a young pitcher and Carlos Parra. Had Marco Diaz decided to play for them internationally, they'd have him too, but Marco opted to play for the United States. Don't be surprised if they qualify for the next World Cup. About 4 years from now, Joe, they'll be in a good spot in terms of a lot of these young players will be really in their wheelhouse, like Solorio, who fouls that off. His brother, Emiliano, is hurt, and he's good too.
Yes.
He's on this Drillers team as well. He showed very well in the Chiefs Challenge back in the 3rd weekend of June, talking about Emiliano, and it was interesting because the roles were reversed then. Jordan didn't play that weekend. He was hurt, and now Emiliano is hurt. The 0-2 outside.
Good setup by Mullins.
Now does he come back up and in? Stay away? Or is this the time for another one of his changeups?
I'm saying drop ball down and in.
Down and in, says Joe Todd. In a 0-0 game here in the 3rd with runners at 2nd and 3rd and 2 away. Changeup. Remeke tried to barehand it. Eludes him, and I don't think the bat helped.
No.
That is awfully difficult concentration-wise, as on the changeup, Solorio just, and I mean literally, threw the bat out at it to make contact, and it's going to score the game's first run. As Zach Shaw comes home from 3rd. Don't know how this has been scored yet. Probably tough to charge an error on a play where you've got to barehand it to have any chance. Or are you leaning in a different direction?
I'm leaning on the E.
Are you?
I think he should have went down and got it, but I think he came up early on it.
Well, a run in, and now Juan Zara, who asks home plate umpire Chorus exactly where that pitch was. So the Northeast Drillers have gone in front. And Zara struck out his first time around tonight. And Besgrove quickly ahead of him. Two strikes.
Official scorekeeper gave him a hit and an RBI.
So Jordan Solorio throws his bat out to make contact on a changeup and has cashed in the game's first run. Runners at the corners. And Besgrove finds a little extra. The Northeast Drillers are on the board. They lead the Bear Creek Gremlins by a run at the 2025 ISC World Tournament from Mankato, Minnesota.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
A date with the Hill United Chiefs, winners earlier tonight against JDT First Energy, 8-0 in tomorrow's winners bracket final. On the line in this winners bracket semifinal. And Waymo Joe now has a run to work with, his 3 hits against Jack Besgrove in that inning.
That's the first time I think I've seen that.
Doesn't happen a lot. Lucio Retamar playing in right field. Leads things off for the Gremlins, now trailing, but more than capable of changing a game in a hurry. They have a great lineup. Both these teams do.
Yes. That's why this would be an epic battle.
Well, it has not disappointed so far. Lucio is 1 for 6. His hit came in a game against Team Marquez, who gave the Gremlins all they could handle in that game. The Gremlins won it 3-1. And that is a rope up the middle. So exactly what you're looking for when you give one up. And it's the first base runner and first hit for the Gremlins off the bat of Retamar. And it was up the middle with authority.
Great start for the Gremlins. When that bottom part of the order can kick in, it'll really assist when Matthew Juan, Beninoka kick in that top part of the order.
Ladislau Malarzuk, the batter, the 30-year-old from Argentina. 3 for 6 so far at the ISC World Tournament. He's doubled, he's homered, and he's driven in 3. And no show of any form of bunt. This would not be a Blair Setford bunt situation. In fact, most aren't. He's not a Fanalo.
We just about had him talked into a few last night.
Well, he was he talked himself into one last night. I just about fell over the railing.
Kyle Smith sent me a text and said, hell had frozen over.
Ball and a strike to Malerzuk, who batted 400 at last year's ISC World Tournament and was a first-team All-World player. Fourth time that he's been an All-World player, including the 2016 tournament when he had 8 hits. He's been a good player, Joe, for a long time.
Yes.
Remember him as a very young player playing for Argentina at the World Championships in Saskatoon, and then at the Pan American Games a couple weeks later in Ajax, Ontario. Mata, his fellow countryman, missed down with a drop, and not by much. 2-2 to Malerzuk. Lucio Retamar at first on a sharp single up the middle to begin the bottom half of the inning. There's an even better drop.
Yes. Just foul off the table.
Did it ever. Strikeout number 4 for Wamel Mata, who looks like he's brought his best stuff to the park again. Yeah, did it ever fall off the table upon second glance. 39-year-old catcher Nick Mullins. I think he calls Florida home now. 2 official at-bats. Both of them have been hits. 1 for a run batted in. And he just gave Mark Corus some kind of earful. Remember on the Flintstones when the ear used to come out one side? That could have happened if that was back in the old cartoon. The things you think about late at night.
Come home from school and watch the Flintstones.
Oh, the greatest. Greatest cartoon of all time, in my opinion. And there were many good ones. Mata poured one that he thought this time was a strike, and a big smile. And I bet he's going, I know who just worked that one out. You receive and you taketh away. Nick Mullins might have just won himself that call. A 2-1 to the catcher. Didn't hit him, but it came close.
Had to do a little tap dance to get out of the way.
Nick was 4 for 9 at last year's ISC World Tournament. He's a 5-time All-World catcher. And a lot of that has just been about his work behind the plate. And now Mullins has forged himself a 1-out walk. And after the first 2 innings of 3 up, 3 down, it is the Gremlins with a chance to draw even. As Matthew Waugh has quite a ritual, I've found over the years. Draws that line. He'll do a few other things. The longtime Canadian national team member and a longtime Gremlin and a star for this team for a long time too. In a favorable position, trying to tie the game is the 36-year-old from Quebec. He grounded out to Zach Shaw back in the first. Anytime you score a run, Joe, you'd love to put up a 0.
Yeah, you want to shut the door.
You do indeed. Change up. Missed up.
Yes. It's a great pitch, but you got to throw that for a strike.
So Waymo Mata for the first time in the game under some duress. The Northeast Drillers and the Bear Creek Gremlins in a winner's bracket semifinal. Ranked number 2 and 3 in the ISC World Rankings coming in. The number 1 ranked team, the Hill United Chiefs, have advanced to the winner's bracket final with their 4th straight win. Earlier tonight, 8-0 in 5 innings over JDT First Energy. Again, 8-0 really didn't tell the whole story. Interesting defensively, somewhat. Then they look in at the sign. This one is fouled away. Just the traditional signage for the Drillers. They don't have that new system going like the Gremlins do. Important stretch of the game. 2-2, shortly on its way to Matthew Waugh. 2 on and 1 out. This is skied, but very playable for Jordan Solorio. And there are 2 away. And courtesy runner, mandatory, even though there's been a couple of situations where teams have been a little slow on the trigger this week. Bananoka, rarely slow on the trigger at home plate. This guy's had a lot of big hits and a lot of big games in his lifetime. Would love one right here to tie the game, or maybe better. But that pitch underneath the hands, and a gem from Waymo Mata.
Great pitch.
2 on, 2 out. The Northeast Drillers in front by a score of 1-0. A year ago, in a similar scenario, they beat the Hill United Chiefs. Mata,
he's bearing down here.
He cranked that up. Showed 82 on the radar as he works his way ahead of the 34-year-old from Auckland, New Zealand.
This won't be any lighter.
Maybe it will. Maybe it'll be a changeup. Well off the plate, Joe. Doubt it. Joe Todd all over it. Waymo Mata in trouble, but gets the job done. And it remains 1-0 for the Northeast Drillers here in Mankato.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Mattiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
A 1-0 Northeast Drillers lead facing the Bear Creek Gremlins as they were able to put 3 hits and a run together in the third and lead Besgrove and company.
Score from Diamond 1 update. 3-2 for the Ostrander Norsemen. STK are now coming to the plate in the bottom of the 6th inning.
That is a winner remain in the hunt game. It would bring an end to the quest of a world crown for the loser. We'll be down to 6 teams left in the hunt when this night is over. It began with 32. Cam Schiller grounded out to Malerzuk at second base, his first time tonight.
Hit the ball right up the middle. Ball was tipped by Besgrove.
Off of his glove, and then Malerzuk on the other side of second, throwing across his body, made a fine play to get Schiller. Well, exactly the type of game we thought we might have.
Mm-hmm.
And lots left in it, I might add.
Not too many people have left their seats.
No, not quite the same size of crowd that we saw for our first game tonight. And Besgrove deals up the rise with a great late movement to get Cam Schiller swinging. And Besgrove up to 5 strikeouts. And then you just saw in the replay, that ball just takes off like a foot from home plate. For the 21-year-old. Ridiculous.
I got socks that old.
Yeah, I'd be closing in. Not quite. And here's why, Joe. I don't keep them that long.
Okay. I'm retired. I got a fixed income.
You still shouldn't keep your socks for 20-plus years. Those are bad socks. Thomas Anoka, not old enough to have 20-year-old socks. Well, I guess he technically is. He's 34.
Yeah.
Shame on him, though, if he does. 1 out in the 4th. Who has more fun than people?
Yeah. Got to. Life is too short.
It sure is. We get reminded of that every day. Ooh, Anoka tried to hit that to Duluth. It swung and missed. Hitting just under 280 now on the year. 4 for 7 in this tournament. Besgrove has that. He's going to be awfully hard to hit feel right about now. Although they have touched him up for 4 hits in the game. 2 dangerous lineups. Things can
change in a moment.
Yeah, they really can. You get these couple of teams and Hill United, it starts to feel, Joe, like every pitch is a big one. That's what makes the game so good. Looks like we have a tie score again on that other diamond. STK is drawn even with the Ostrander Norseman at 3. So they've got a gem over there. I'd like another look at this. Anoka just able to not go around. Ooh, that is as close as you can get. But he wins the battle and walks with one out. And now Marshall Cronk, the designated player, he struck out his first go round. As he faces his fellow countryman. Several countries very disappointed with what occurred at the World Cup, and of course Australia would probably be right at the top of the list. There were not a lot of pundits who, and no one did, Joe, let's be honest, would have thought that Canada, Argentina, and Australia, that none of those three teams would make it to the Super Round. And they didn't.
No. It was just like a whole upside down cake.
The only thing I really felt somewhat strong about going in was that the Dominican could be last.
Yes.
But outside of that, I really thought 6 teams had a legitimate chance to win that event. Now, I didn't think it would be Venezuela. Cronk, this a bit of a tester for Redemar, but with his good speed, he found it up in the lights and is able to track it for out number 2. You might have won a few shekels in a bet if you placed it on Venezuela, who were technically the last team to get in.
Yes.
They were the wild card team. Finished third in their qualifier last June in Mexico, which was interesting in the sense that they finished first. They swept through the round robin and then lost playoff games to the Dominican and Australia to finish third in that grouping. But now they're the world champs, and I think that's so great for the sport. I really do. Gonzalo Masmu with 2 out. And another high ball. Malherzuk will call it off and take care of business. So a couple of high pop-ups off Besgrove and a walk. It remains 1-0 Northeast Drillers in this winner's bracket semifinal in Mankato.
Let's talk about a local one-stop shop. Live Well for Life is just that, a fitness, nutrition, and therapy facility all under one roof. Located at 3878 Wellington Street in Mitchell, Ontario, you can get so much done in just one visit. A full complement of staff on hand include chiropractic, massage, and personal training to get you back to your healthy self. Find them on the web at livewellforlifeinc.com or give
Live Well for Life, a proud sponsor of the broadcast program.
The Gremlins trailing the Northeast Drillers 1-0 for the right to play the Hill United Chiefs in tomorrow's winners bracket final, slated for 6:30 Central Time here in Minnesota. Great host of this 2025 ISC World Tournament. Next year, we'll make our way to Kitchener. Boy, that'll be a long drive, Joe.
Yes.
Well, in traffic it will be.
I go the back way. Punky Doodles Corners.
I don't even know what you just said, but if it helps with traffic, I'll try it.
Everybody in southwestern Ontario does.
Cole Evans is the batter. Evans popped out to catcher one, Zara. And Wimmelmata throwing well. This is high and deep, but doesn't carry. I thought off the bat maybe it had a chance.
It was so high.
Was it ever. And well tracked by Blade Milheim for out number 1. Sandin Winters digs in, or digs out. Those feet have got to be in the 12 or 13 neighborhood. First time I've really taken a look, even though I've been watching them play since 2009.
Good understanding.
Boy, did that have movement on it. Masmu.
Great play.
Made it look routine. It
Yes.
was not.
No.
Throws across his body and throws a laser beam over there. But yet, it looked nonchalant. But watch this.
Look how far he charges. Watch how far he charges that ball.
Not only the charge, Joe, but look at the release and how quickly it gets across the diamond. Zip. Got him by about a step.
Still hit him in the numbers.
Yeah, you couldn't have gone over there and handed it any better to Thomas Anoka. So nice work by Gonzalo Masmu. Blaine Milheim's played a lot of third for this team over the last couple of years. Eric Ochoa, the batter, playing it well under 100%, I might add. But, you know, guys are going to give it everything they've got in this being the crown jewel of the calendar in the club game. This is the one you pencil in at the start of every year, trying to win the ISC World Tournament title. It is highly coveted. And Ochoa, foul off the souvenir tent, which is closed. Wimmelmata looks none worse for wear after 177 pitches last night against the Ostrander Norsemen in a 7-6, 8-inning victory in a game that was supposed to be in this time slot last night. It started considerably later than when we started tonight, even though we weren't exactly on time for this one either. This game was supposed to start at 8 o'clock.
Started at 9:15.
Which, after one night ago?
Yeah. Last night's was supposed to start at 8. It started at 10:16.
And ended at 1:16?
Pretty well.
Well, who knows? We might be headed down that road tonight, too. This one could last a while.
Yes.
Ochoa just past the diving Zach Shaw, and he absolutely crushed that ball. He hit it a ton, even though it was on the ground. And Zach Shaw, a softball coach at Mississippi State University, he just couldn't quite react quick enough, Joe. That got by him in a heartbeat, and he gave it his best shot.
Ochoa turns his wrist so quickly, and great bat speed. That's what brought that ball through that infield.
That's so true. He does generate a ton of bat speed. Looks like Brian Avery is going to come in and run for him. Jerome Remeke with 2 out, and just the second hit given up in the game by Wimmelmata. Yeah, that grunt is in good working order tonight. Remicky struck out, looking earlier in the game. The bunt attempt pulled the bunt back, and it got away from Juan Zara, and that's good news for the Gremlins, not so good for the Drillers, because now there's a runner in scoring position. Asking whether it was a strike or not. As Coach Ron Hackett came out of the dugout to do the asking.
I guess you might as well ask, but.
Well, I would have asked too.
Yeah.
So Mata, who spent the majority of the night ahead of a hitter, and the majority of them falls behind Jerome Remicky, 3 balls and no strikes. Don't think he'd have the green light here, Joe, but you never know. Nope.
No.
Jerome's 3 for 4. It's just his second game. Due to injury, he didn't play in their first 2 at the tournament. Backs up Schiller. There's that quick release from the 35-year-old shortstop to get Jerome Remicky. Ball got out of his hands in a hurry. It remains 1-0 in this winner's bracket semifinal on Softball Premier TV.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Two of the world's best pitchers in Jack Besgrove and Waymo Mata in a duel. A 1-0 Northeast Drillers lead. Zach Shaw has one of their hits tonight, and Zach scored their only run in the third.
Great number 9 hitter.
Yeah, came into the game hitting .439, and that average went up as a result of that base hit earlier in the game. Zach Shaw is from Odessa, Missouri, 31 years of age. 4 for 8 in the tournament. Had a bit of a tough time, Joe, last year in Surrey. He was just 2 for 14. Member of the United States bronze medal winning World Cup team, and he got fooled there.
Yes.
Mad at himself. Has not had a lot of bad swings in recent days, but he'd like that swing back.
Got teased into that one by Besgrove.
Look at that ball jump.
Mm-hmm.
Sixth strikeout for Besgrove. Teo Migliavaca laid down a perfect bunt for a base hit. And had it not been for the wonderful work of Cole Evans to start the game in the first, he'd have 2 hits. Teo Migliavaca in the customary leadoff spot, hoping to get things going in the 5th. Besgrove turned the wrist over. And that ball had good late break to it as well. Never think about curveballs in this game, but there are.
Yep.
For absolute sure. A lot of them usually have some kind of rise action to it as well. Curveball, screwball. Two and one to Migliavaca, who's behind on the swing.
Good mixture on that drop there. Good call by Mullins. Just to mix up the sequencing there.
You'd have to say, wouldn't you, that the rise is Besgrove's best pitch?
Yes.
I certainly would. The 2-2 to Teo. And again, that really tails away from the left-handed hitting Migliavaca. Blaine Milheim is 1 for 2. He's doubled in the game. Not your typical double.
Both times he's gone the right side of the infield.
That grounded out to first, and that time might have hit it to Cucamonga if he got the barrel on it. There is a town in California, Joe, called Rancho Cucamonga.
Mm. The weirdest one for me was Bird in Hand in Pennsylvania.
Milheim was aiming for the right side of the diamond that time. And Jack Besgrove working quickly and effectively here in the 5th. Trying to keep his team down by only 1 run. The drop. That's what I would call a very good 0-2 pitch.
Yes.
0-2 base hits will drive coaches crazy. And maybe some fans, too. Besgrove with 7 strikeouts, 2 in the inning. And Milheim does well to stay off that. That's a tough rise ball to stay away from, but he was able to. And now both guys will get locked in for a 2-2 pitch. Joe, I don't know when, but I have a funny feeling we're going to have one big fly before this game's over. Just have that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know who, when, how, why. A payoff on its way to Blaine Milheim from Homer, Michigan. That's not bird in the hand.
No.
Drop ball.
3 strikeouts.
In the inning, the Gremlins trying to find some offense, trailing 1-0. That's a pretty good pitch.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
They are in extra innings now, that game on the other side of the bracket. Gotta come up with a different term. I don't like losers bracket. Never really have. I don't know what else you could call it, but it's easy to talk about the winners bracket.
Elimination bracket.
I like that, Joe. I like that, Joe. In fact, I really like that, Joe. Yes, in the elimination bracket, STK and the Ostrander Norsemen are into extra innings, tied currently at 3 as Lucio Retimar, who drilled a ball back up the middle for a base hit, leads things off in the bottom of the 5th. Joe, the hardest hit ball by a considerable margin. Well, maybe a Cho in the same neighborhood. Zach Shaw ranging and made a good play to get Retimar for out number 1.
Great range by Shaw to go to his right and pick that ball up. Again, right behind second base.
Boy, he reads this well off the bat. And like where he was able, Joe, sometimes, and it's a bit of a pet peeve for me, and easy for me to talk about, especially now when you don't play and you haven't for 30 years. But at times, infielders won't always take that extra step to put themselves in a better position. They have a tendency to, for my liking, go to the backhand too soon when you could do what Zach Shaw just did and take that extra step and take the ball more in the middle of your body.
And that little sneak that they take of where that ball is going to be located and pitched to really helps them.
Well, so much of this game is about intelligence.
Yes.
It absolutely is. Your ability to know batters, play batters, be positioned properly, study the guys who put in a lot of extra work, and that's not just pitchers and catchers either. Mm-hmm. You can save yourself and help yourself immensely by being a great student of the game no matter where you play. And it's not for everybody, Joe. It just isn't. But the guys who work at it diligently, it makes a big difference.
You usually get results.
You do. And some of us were pretty slow back in the day, so we had no choice but to be a little bit more intelligent to keep us playing a little longer. Mallerzuk finds some green. He has a big turn, but Migliavacca, with his great speed, tracks it. And Ladislav Mallerzuk has a one-out single. An inside-out type swing. And the Gremlins, for a third consecutive inning, have a runner on base. Nick Mullins. Showed bunt. Takes a strike.
Mata with 73 pitches so far in the game.
Given up 3 hits. I have him at 5 strikeouts. So Mallerzuk with good speed at first. We'll see what Greg Leather will ask Nick Mullins to do in this spot. And no bunt now. Maybe was never really on.
Oh, I can't see it.
Even though he showed it on the first pitch.
Decoy.
So Waymo Mata looks in and set to deliver the 0-2 to Mullins. On the ground, tough in the hole. How about the release of Schiller? My goodness. This is some play by the shortstop. Holy Dinah, does he get a lot on that ball.
I want to watch the release, the
replay.
replay.
Oh, I
of
can't wait to see this again. This may be routine for some, but no chance. In the hole, zip from there.
Mm-hmm.
And Zach Shaw turned it over, too, pretty well. Not in time to get Mullins, but that's a terrific play.
So he had to go down way down to get it, too, and then throw across his body.
Throw it from underneath almost, like a slingshot coming out of there. And there's 2 down as he forces Mallerzuk, who runs very well. That's a dynamite play by Cam Schiller. I love good defense.
Yes.
It's my favorite part of the sport. Matthew Waugh. A lot of commotion going on in behind us, Joe.
Extra innings will do that to you.
Just in case you're wondering. And Mata, fine drop ball. As Matthew Waugh goes through the routine. Tries to stretch himself out here in the bottom of the 5th with his team trailing 1-0 in this winner's bracket semi. The winner to play the Hill United Chiefs, who advanced to the winner's bracket final with an 8-0 triumph earlier tonight against JDT First Energy. This is as hard as I've seen Waymo Mata throw for a while.
Yes.
I felt like the last 2 years he hasn't quite been to some of the years that we've watched him. But tonight, and certainly at times, last night was kind of an in and out game, I thought, for him.
He really seems to bear down with runners.
Waugh, Shaw, thought about using just the glove to shovel and then thought better of it. Some good defense in the middle of the diamond. Zach Shaw changed his mind. Still had time. In a 1-0 Northeast Drillers lead after 5 at the ISC World Tournament in North Mankato, Minnesota.
How confident are you in your organization's security posture? If your answer isn't 100%, you're not alone. Most organizations aren't doing enough to protect their data, and they know it. With Armitage Technology, you can stop worrying about IT security issues so you can focus on moving your business forward. Our experienced staff monitor and maintain your IT infrastructure to keep your business running. Visit us at armitagetech.com and make your technology work for your business.
It's been a good one. 1-0. The Northeast Drillers continue to lead it. As Besgrove with that lean back and high pitch gets away from Mullins. Jordan Solorio, the batter, and interesting to note, the only run driven in by Jordan Solorio on a changeup that he literally threw his bat at to hit. He pulled it towards Jerome Remicke at third. Remicke tried to barehand it and make the play at first, but it got away from him, and it allowed Zach Shaw to score the game's only run in the third, and it has remained that way. Three balls to Solorio. There's the Drillers dugout, making a little extra noise.
84 pitches for Besgrove here in the top of the sixth inning.
Park has a bit of a tense feel to it.
Yes,
Maybe it's just
everybody-
late, but
Everybody's just sitting on the edge of their seats.
there hasn't been the same kind of buzz here tonight that I felt last night when I was here. Maybe it's a little different when you're working rather than watching.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you'd probably agree, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yes.
Now,
Crowd's a little thinner.
Solorio had a bug, I think, come up in his eyes as he asked for time and eliminates the problem. So the youngster from Mexico will draw a leadoff walk as Besgrove missed on the changeup. Besgrove's second walk of the game. He walked Thomas Anoka back in inning number 4. Now in a 1-0 game, even with Juan Zara, do you think about sacrificing?
Yes.
Law OC, but shows no will or want on that pitch. As Besgrove comes up and in. Jack with a historic performance one night ago in this park against the Toronto Batmen when he threw a no-hitter, but more impressively recorded all 21 outs by way of strikeout. That had never been done in an ISC World Tournament before in 7 innings. Several players had struck out 20, but not all 21. Juan Zara. So Drillers would love to add some insurance. And he sent that straight back. And a good rip at that Besgrove offering. Did Juan Zara, the 32-year-old.
2 strikes now on Zara. Besgrove's got the upper hand right here.
Juan has struck out twice in the game. Now 5 for 11 here in Mankato. Fouls it to the third base side. Juan, the hero, one night ago in the 7-6 extra inning victory over the Ostrander Norsemen, who are in extra innings again tonight. Except the difference is now their tournament's on the line in the 3-3 game right in behind us against STK Fastball from Kamloops, BC. High in the air, Mallerzuk with an easy play. And there's one down.
Number 3,
And that's why And I could tell, Joe, just by your reaction when he popped up, that were you not thinking that's maybe why I might have bunted?
Yes. Well, and just the fact that he had the two strikeouts preceding.
Cam Schiller, who made a fine defensive play in the previous half inning, is the batter. He's had a great year with the stick. Mullins jumps up as Besgrove missed quite outside on that pitch to Schiller. Cam is grounded out and struck out in the game. Solorio runs pretty well. See if Coach Hackett has a play on at some point. Besgrove with a quality changeup on the outer portion.
65, took a little bit off that.
Those foul balls are terrifying. Looked like the drop that time.
Yep.
As Cam Schiller swings over top of it. The 35-year-old shortstop from Arizona. 6 for 11 here in Mankato. He's doubled twice, he's homered, and he's driven in 5. But this is not the masonry sting that he's dealing with tonight. Just missed it. He just missed that. Oh, he had a good swing. And he knew it, and so did everybody in his dugout. You always know when you get that big groan or that ooh.
Mullins taking the time for a mound visit. That's the one mound visit they're allowed per inning.
A lot of times the umpire will go out with.
If it's on a signal call, yes.
So Schiller set, so's Besgrove, and Cam's upset at himself. A rise ball up in and around your eyes can be hard to lay off of, and it was for Schiller. It is after giving up the free pass to Solorio. Besgrove's come back to get both Zara and Schiller. As Jack now with 9 strikeouts in the game. 38 in the tournament. And Thomas Sanoka tried to take that one to downtown Mankato. Remains 1-0. The winner to face the Hill United Chiefs in tomorrow's winners bracket final. Off the diving Abry, who had to remain in because they ran twice for Ochoa. Knocked it down, but it'll be a base hit for Thomas Sanoka. Despite a great effort by Brian Abry, who laid out and just couldn't squeeze it.
You see Malazuk right in behind him there. I think by the time, if Malazuk would have fielded it, Anoka would have been at first base. So it would have taken the time for Abry to get back to first base, too.
Riley Macchia is the batter. Joe, he hurt himself in the USA Major Men's National Championships. And I believe this is just the second time he's come to home plate. He walked in the game last night. So in a key pinch hitting role is Riley Macchia. Besgrove pours home strike one. The The 25-year-old Macchia hitting .263 on the year. He's homered 3 times and driven in 12. He was 5 for 16 for New Zealand in a silver medal winning effort with a couple of home runs and 5 runs batted in at the World Cup. And he was hitting the ball extremely well in Oklahoma City before he went down with injury. Besgrove, a changeup.
Good pitch. Catch on that outside corner of the plate.
As Jack finds the strike zone. Riley's dad, Thomas, not bad at softball.
Yes. Yeah.
Just one of the greats from New Zealand outside of that. And their head coach of their national men's team. Riley does well to stay away from that. 2-2 to number 99. Riley Macchia at way less than 100%, but in here to pinch hit. Drills it into a gap. 2 runs are going to score. Riley Macchia limps into second. A 2-run pinch hit double.
Great.
And the Northeast Drillers have gone ahead by 3.
Just a great job coming off the bench for Riley Macchia. Great timing to drive that ball to center field. 2-2 count to Macchia at that time.
Just past Bananoka, who couldn't keep it from going in the gap. 2 runs come home, and it's 3-0. And Marshall Cronk, who was pinch hit for, will go back in to run. What a job by Riley Macchia.
That's a tough position, too. Come off the bench like that. Late in the game.
A huge hit for number 99, who's extended the lead to 3. Gonzalo Masmu fouls that back. And they're more than a little juiced up now in the Driller dugout. Strike 3 looking, but not before. A pinch hit double to the left center field fence off the bat of Riley Macchia. And the Northeast Drillers go to the bottom of the 6th with a 3-0 lead in this winner's bracket semifinal in Mankato.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast.
Riley Macchia 2-run pinch hit double has the Northeast Drillers in front 3-0. Still a couple of at-bats remaining, though, for the Gremlins, who can change a game very quickly. They've only lost 2 games all season, a shortened schedule, and even more so, Joe, for them. They opted not to play in a couple of tournaments. They won the USA Major Men's National Championship again in Oklahoma City prior to the start of this event. In their only meeting of the year against the Northeast Drillers, it came in Oklahoma City. They won that game on July 19th, 6-0, but find themselves down by 3 here.
Gremlins with just 3 hits on the board compared to the 6 put on the board by the Drillers.
Waymo facing Ben Anoka, and what Waymo does not want to do is start the inning with a free pass. If you're the Gremlins, what you are looking for right now is base runners. Waymo has 5 strikeouts, and as Joe alluded to, he's given up the 3 hits. And now the count is full.
Worked his way back.
He has really tied up a lot of hitters in knots with that pitch to right-handed batters, Joe.
He loves that inside pitch on those right-handed batters.
Generally a rise or more of a drop?
I think I would come with a drop here.
He missed this time, though. So a good beginning for the Gremlins, trailing by 3. And definitely, upon further glance, way in for ball 4. Cole Evans. This guy's had a lot of clutch hits in his lifetime. Hit a ball halfway to the moon for an out. When he came to bat in the 4th. 3-0 Northeast Drillers, trying to earn a berth in tomorrow's winners bracket final against the Hill United Chiefs. But they still have 6 large outs to get.
And they will be tough.
And you don't win as many titles as the Gremlins have without finding your way back in these types of scenarios.
Good pitch.
Well, that's the one that I think has given him his best chance tonight. He has been awfully nasty on right-handed hitters. Well, he's been pretty nasty to anyone. The 1-2 to Cole Evans. High, but this time well out of play. As the tension grows just a little after the walk. And the Drillers are well aware that their work has a long way to go. They're in great shape. The rise ball, and Evans had a good twist.
Good cut on that ball.
He ties up the batting gloves again and locks himself in. Big at-bat for Cole Evans. Zen and Winters in the on-deck circle. Change up. Juan Zara did well to keep it in front of him. Good call, though.
Yeah.
Not sure many people in the park were expecting that in that spot, but he wasn't able to deliver it for a strike, but it can always set up the next one.
It's going to have to come right back at him here.
Comes in, Evans. Again, a high pop out, this time to Jordan Solorio, who barely had to take a step out there in left field for out number 1. Don't know if the air is heavier, Joe, but the ball does not seem to be carrying all that well tonight.
You're right. Flag is fairly limp here in the entranceway coming in. No movement out of the trees in between the diamonds.
No, there's barely a breath of wind, but it gets up in the air, and air can be heavy, and it usually is heavier at night. Balls generally don't carry as well when it's dark. So an important out for Waymo Mata and the Drillers. They're into the 10th, by the way. In the ISC, they do not use the international tiebreaker rule. Some people love that fact. Some people aren't big fans. I would actually personally like to see a bit of a hybrid. And Mata still throwing with quality velocity at this point in the game, as he came up and in to get Zen and Winters swinging for strike 2. Zenon's 0 for 2 in the game. He's grounded out and struck out. 4 for 9 here in Mankato after barely playing all summer. And he just was able to stay alive. Do you want to know what my hybrid idea is?
Sure.
No, you don't.
No, I was thinking maybe 3 or 4 innings of straight up international without the international tiebreaker, and then.
Not for me.
What would you do?
What would I do? I would only use it. I would use it in every situation until Saturday. So for the last 3 games of the event, I'd play it out. Prior to that, I'd have the international tiebreaker. Schiller for 1. The turn, not in time. Very close to getting 2, but Winters still gets down the line pretty well. Just avoided being doubled up.
Safe call there by first base umpire Trevor Topping out of Kitchener, Ontario. Good turn by Schiller. And Zara. Sorry, not Zara. Shaw.
Schiller and Shaw work
Schiller and
very
Shaw.
well together.
Sounds like a law firm.
That too. So Anoka is forced. And Winters on the fielder's choice. With now 2 outs, and here's Jerome Remeke. Singled and grounded out to first.
Ochoa is at the plate.
Ochoa is at home plate. He's re-entered back in. I don't know why. Those guys, when I sit back sometimes, they can look quite similar in their build. They both pack a wallop.
Mata just touching the century mark with 100 pitches.
Well, it's a long way from his 177 last night. That's what it was, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. That's so far a breeze in the park.
And he has thrown a tremendous game to this point. Given up just the 3 hits so far. One of them to the guy who's at home plate. On the ground, Thomas Inoka takes care of the one hopper, and the Northeast Drillers are 3 outs away from playing the Hill United Chiefs in the winners bracket final here in Mankato at the 2025 ISC World Tournament.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Mattiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Three 0 the Northeast Drillers, the number 3 ranked team in the ISC World Rankings, coming in against the number 2 Bear Creek Gremlins. Long time, the New York Gremlins. Changed ownership this year. Zach Shaw scored a run tonight and is singled as one of the 6 Driller hits. A huge 2-run double off the bat of Riley Macchia. Turned 1-0 into 3-0 in inning number 6. Shaw stares at a changeup. Two of the world's best pitchers have put on a good show, and so far, Waymel Mata is winning the battle. Besgrove right back to the change of pace. Missed with the most recent one. Jack has struck out 10 in the game. Make it 11. Zach Shaw goes down by way of strikeout for a second time in the game. Teo Migliavaca has a hit. Was robbed of a hit his first time and then struck out. Keep wanting to look at Besgrove's velocity tonight, and every time I try to, it's gone. It's usually in that 78 neighborhood on the rise, I find. That a drop, but that's not one to study, and I actually saw for maybe one of the few times tonight. To Migliavaca. Besgrove wanted that. 2 balls and a strike to the Drillers' leadoff man, Teo Migliavaca. You need insurance at this ballpark. Ooh, that one, I think, crossed up everybody, including Nick Mullins. Wasn't what Besgrove wanted to deliver, and I'm not sure that for the first time all night, even though they have that new automatic system, were they on the same page? The 3-1 to Migliavaca is a strike. Teo tried to buy a walk. Their home plate umpire, Mark Corris, not buying. And as I like to offer up, he has the only vote that matters. Punched it. Nice glove work by Besgrove. That got back to him very quickly, but he reacted so well for out number 2.
So important for him to be ready to face that ball coming at him, standing straight up.
Well, so many pitchers, Joe, they deliver and end up very much on one side or the other.
Correct.
Marco Diaz is one of the few guys that in some ways has the smoothest delivery in terms of like coming straight down Main Street at you. Blaine Milheim with 2 out in the 7th and a 3-0 Northeast Driller lead. The Drillers scored 1 in the 3rd and then added 2 more in the 6th.
Nice to add those insurance runs.
Huge 2-run pinch hit double by Riley Macchia. And he's healthy enough to hit once in a while. You saw what a struggle it was for him making his way to second base. Hit hard, deep, and gone.
Got all of that ball.
Blaine Milheim has homered in the 7th, and it's 4-0. And that just might be the knockout punch. Blaine Milheim. High fives all around in the dugout.
Got it square, too. Just got all the barrel on that ball.
His 2nd home run of this season. And it's a large one. Sometimes it has a certain sound off the bat, and you know it's got a chance. My goodness. That really hurt Nick Mullins. I don't know if he...
Yeah, he got her square.
He did. I think he got it off the wrist. But he dropped his glove immediately. Greg Leathers out to check and see if he's okay. His longtime veteran catcher. All-World, I believe, on 5 different occasions. Oh, it got him in the knee.
Oh.
I thought maybe the wrist just because of how he dropped the glove.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Solorio drove in the first run in an odd way tonight. Besgrove threw him a beauty of a changeup, and he literally bat was almost completely out of his hands when he made contact. Sent it towards Jerome Remeke at third, who tried to barehand the ball and couldn't come up with it cleanly. So the two big hits in the game, but the one in particular is the two-run double by Riley Macchia. Now the umpires conferring. And Blaine Milheim. Homers here in the 7th. And the difference is 4. And this is well tagged. And the great hands of Cole Evans. On display again. Blaine Milheim home run, his first of the ISC World Tournament. And the Drillers 3 outs away, and they've got a sizable lead. You're watching from Mankato, Minnesota.
Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
The Northeast Drillers 3 outs away from advancing to the winners bracket final tomorrow evening, a date with the Hill United Chiefs, who down JDT First Energy in their winners bracket semifinal 8-0 in 5 innings. A little misleading. Hill United scored 6 times in the 5th to break that one wide open. Blaine Milheim is homered in the 7th to extend the Drillers' advantage. And Jerome Remeke just wants to find a way on base to hopefully start a big rally in the bottom half of the inning. Blaine Milheim's second home run of the year. His other came July 18th in a game against Team Marquez, who had a pretty good run here, Joe.
Yes, they did. Played extremely well.
Had a decent run at the USA Nationals and a decent run here. Remeke fouls that back. Still in the 10th in that game between STK and
Ostrander Norseman.
the Ostrander Norseman.
STK have a runner at third base with 1 out in the bottom part of the inning.
I believe the winner of that game would face JDT First Energy tomorrow in a 1 o'clock game. Remeke punches it, but Gonzalo Masmu, who's got a good arm, took his time and then zipped it over for out number 1. Yeah, didn't panic. Zip.
No.
1 away. Lucio Retamar has one of, I believe, the 3 hits for the Bear Creek Gremlins.
It's in the 3rd inning, the 4th inning, and the 5th inning.
And if they cannot come back in the game, Retamar, high, deep, and it's gone. Lucio Retamar has homered, and don't go away quite yet.
Not yet.
As that ball got into the jet stream, and it did carry pretty well. So Waymo Mata, who's been dynamite, gives up a big fly with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. And Retamar has 2 of those now 4 hits. This one out of the yard to get them on the board.
Good positive step by the Gremlins to get on that board now to add more.
Well, you know they won't go down easy. Only lost 2 games in 2025. Limited schedule, but they've only lost twice. Lost the final of the tournament in Mitchell, 3-0. June 15th to the Bear Creek Express. And then in the first of what turned into a 2-game championship final at the USA Major Men's National Championship in Oklahoma City, they fell 7-1 to the Hill United Chiefs. Well, STK fastball has just ended the hopes of the Ostrander Norseman. I didn't see you hit it, but I heard it and thought it went off the scoreboard. Alejo Munoz off the scoreboard to end that game. As Malerzuk doesn't like it, and he goes down looking and had a long, not so friendly look at the home plate umpire. Abelardo Panuelos will come in to pinch hit with 2 out. Lucio Retamar has homered to get the Gremlins on the board, but they still trail by 3. As Waymo Mata with an important strikeout to potentially take away any momentum.
It's the first strikeout by Mata in 4 innings.
Yeah, his last one came in the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 6th of the game overall. But Joe, he's been at his best, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
This might be one of the best games I've watched him pitch with my own eyes in the last couple of years. Trying to close it out. And then get ready, I'm sure, to be right back in that spot again tomorrow night against the Hill United Chiefs. Panuelos, the pinch hitter, and I think this player has a very bright future too, Joe. Mm-hmm. He just keeps getting better and better. Speaking of Panuelos.
The times he's played the outfield, he covers a lot of ground.
Ooh. And he can play in the infield, too. He's played some third base, looked very comfortable over there. He's from Mexico, talking about young Mexican players. Mata and the Drillers hope they had the final strike of the game. Abiardo played for Mexico in a World Cup qualifying event last year in his home country. And he has clobbered this out of here.
Great job by Penuelos to come off that bench. Second home run of the inning.
He's got a great swing. Abiardo Penuelos, and it's 4-2.
So important now that big double by Riley Macchia. Had those insurance runs back just one inning ago.
Well, before too long, the Blaine Milheim homer in the 7th is going to look large too. And look where the Gremlins are in their order at the top. Well, Joe, I said a couple innings ago I had a feeling there'd be some big flies before it was over. I thought it might be one, and one that maybe would really make a difference. There's been 3. So the Gremlins not going away easy. They've homered twice off Mata here in the 7th. And that's a strike. Matthew Waugh grounded out twice to Zach Shaw at second and flew out to Jordan Solorio in left. No balls and 2 strikes to Matthew Waugh. As again, the Drillers within a strike of ending it. Well, Joe, we said even at 3-0 with 6 outs required, it wouldn't be easy, and as it turns out, it hasn't been.
Still not. Nobody wants to be the last out in a game.
As Mata delivers. Struck him out. Waymo Mata and the Northeast Drillers knock off the Bear Creek Gremlins to advance to tomorrow evening's winners bracket final against the Hill United Chiefs. The Gremlins, I understand, will have a fairly short turnaround. I believe they'll be in the 11 o'clock spot tomorrow against the Bear Creek Express. So we are down to 6 teams left in the hunt. We will have 4 games for you tomorrow on the ISC streaming network, beginning with that Bear Creek versus Bear Creek at 11. For Joe Todd, Blair Setford, Luciano Lafrano, Carol DeReste, my name is Peter Lubardius. Good night from Mankato.
Called strike 3, the outside corner. They work out of that.
Yeah. high in the air. Viavazo comes to get it, and the Chiefs are back to the top of the mountain. The glove